Woo! What is up, Biters Gang? Welcome back to Coastal Bassin. Today I've got a pretty cool video for you guys. I'm going to be throwing something a little different. It's a new bass fishing rig that, I'm kind of terming the Banshee rig. Now, it's not necessarily new. It's nothing that you haven't seen before. I'm kind of just like making a modification to something that you guys may have already seen, something you may have thrown already, and kind of giving it a name. So I'm calling it the Banshee rig, and essentially what it is a finesse flipping jig with a finesse swim bait as a trailer. And I'll talk a little bit more about that as we get out onto the water. I've also got a little frog tied on. Where are my rods? There are my rods. I've also got a frog tied on. But as you can see, this weather's like, it's crazy. We might be getting into a little storm soon. I'm not necessarily sure what's gonna happen. So we may make some modifications on the water. But anyways, guys, I'm super excited to throw this rig. It looks super juicy, and I think it's gonna catch fish. So I got you guys strapped up on the GoPro, and let's get to it. All right, guys, excuse the wind, but here is a closer look at what I am coining the Banshee rig. So what we've got here is a 3/8 ounce Dirty Jigs finesse flipping jig in the Alabama craw color. And for a trailer, we've got the 10,000 fish shimmer swimmer, and that is in the natural color. And as you can see, it's just a small boot tail swim bait. Beautiful color. I really do like that. Very natural, as per the name. And my thinking here is that this is a great alternative to what you guys might normally throw on a jig, whether that be a finesse flipping jig or just a normal flipping jig. Here in the northern waters, up here in the northern part of the country, we've got a lot of gobies in our bodies of water, which are essentially small bottom feeding bait fish. And so the objective here is to try and mimic those small bait fish that really don't move a whole lot. They kind of just like sit on rocks, and occasionally they'll kind of like skim across the rocks, but they will flee predators. So I'm trying to mimic those here, and I think that this finesse presentation of the jig, providing that secondary action with the skirt, is going to be really deadly. So we're going to try and get on a couple bites here with this. We're probably gonna work this really slow. Oh, I just got a bite. We're gonna work this pretty slow. I just got whacked right there, guys. And if we don't do too well on this, we're gonna throw that frog around. Oh, I just got right there. There goes one. Oh, he came off. Come here, buddy. Come here, buddy. I think that might have been the fish that, oh, is he going back in the water? Quick release? No? Oh my goodness, he's floppy. All right, come here, guy. All right, guys, first victim to the Banshee rig. He smoked that thing right at the bank. That was pretty cool. Just a little guy. Hopefully we get on something a little bit bigger. But that was an awesome first fish. He smoked that thing. I think that was the same one that bit it way out there, and then he just kind of followed it in. And that might be a good indication of the fish being inclined to bite this thing. Like I said, I'm really sorry about this wind. There's definitely some sort of storm that's coming in, and it's surging pretty hard right now, so sorry. But anyways, guys, we're just gonna kind of throw this thing into pockets where we might normally throw a finesse jig, and we're gonna work it very similar to how I might throw a normal finesse jig, just kind of like hopping it, crawling it on the bottom, not doing anything crazy, and seeing if we can mimic those small bait fish that feed on the bottom, because bass do eat those, and there is really no like setup or rig that mimic. I mean, I'm sure there is one, but not to my knowledge that like really strikes me as the go-to bottom feeding imitation. So we're gonna see if this can fill that niche. That's a fish. Oh dude, he literally almost pulled the rod out of my hands right here. Look, got him. All right, 2 fish so far. Let's go. Dude, we've been here for like 2 minutes. So on that one, I was kind of swimming it back. I was hopping it a little bit, but that was a pretty steady retrieve. And that guy hit it twice. He definitely wanted that thing. Now, I understand a lot of you guys might be like, dude, like I've thrown a swim jig, I've thrown, you know, a normal jig with a swim bait as a trailer. What's the difference? And it really just comes down to the finesse presentation of this. Sorry, I'm all tangled up here. So the cool thing about this particular rig, and what makes it, in my eyes, a little bit different, is that it's a smaller, more compact bait. So you're getting all of the benefits of a smaller jig, and all the benefits of a, look, that's a fish. That's a better one too. They're tearing this thing up, guys. He's a little bit better. He's not huge. All right. They're tearing this Banshee rig up, guys. Whoo! That was cool. He smoked that thing. That's the best fish of the day, about a pound. He's got a weird thing in his gills right there. Do you see that, guys? Oh, it disappeared. I don't know what that was. It was like a maggot or something. It was like attached to his skin. I lost my train of thought with that fish. Oh, the cool thing about this is that it's just got such a finesse presentation. And you know, normally people are going to throw craw trailers, but by throwing this finesse swim bait on there, I really think that it's just very special. You've got the frill that flares up and gives the bait that bulk, but it's still such a small, compact bait that I think that the fish just, like, they can't resist it. So yeah, I mean, we've caught 3 fish within, I don't know, 5 minutes, less than 10 minutes, and they're really smacking this thing. So I don't know, maybe we're on to something. Maybe this Banshee rig is gonna do some numbers today. We're gonna keep throwing it and keep seeing if we can learn a little bit more about how we want to fish this. Now, I recognize that many of you may be like, coastal bass, and that's really nothing new. Like, you're not doing anything new. And my reply to that is, like, everyone knows the wacky rig, right? You know, you wacky rig your Senko, and that's a great way to catch fish. But a small modification, like a nail weight inside of that Senko, turns it into a Nico rig, which is also a bass fishing killer. So I don't think I'm really changing the game, and I'm not trying to. My objective here is to try and make variations of different techniques that I know work, and see if I can find an area in bass fishing that gives me a better chance of catching fish that other guys might not have. There goes one. A little dink. Oh, get up here. That's another little guy. That's right. We might just have to go through a bunch of these before we get anything bigger. Oh, he was barely hooked. There goes one. Another dinkster. Tiny little guy. He smoked it. He wasn't coming off. It's a little guy. Cutie, healthy fish. That was a fish? Dude, that was a fish the whole time? Did you see that pause? I like didn't know. That was so weird. That was so strange. That was the weirdest bite ever. This little guy. He hit it while it was just kind of like sitting there. That's kind of exactly what I'm going for though. It's kind of just like a small little bottom feeder just sitting on the bottom. Whether it be a goby or a baby catfish, anything like that. And he had it. He had it. All right guys, as you can see, there's a lot of perks to this bait. It's essentially a finesse swim jig. I've turned a finesse flipping jig and a finesse swim jig into basically one concise bait. And fish seem to be liking it. And it just gives a different, there goes fish right there. There seems to be a pretty, oh goodness, sorry guy. He just fell right on the concrete. All right. You going back in the water? No, you're going into the rocks? That's pretty cool too. We'll get you out of there. Dude. All right, we got him. We got him, guys. See ya. All right, guys, as I was saying, there seems to be like a niche for it, right? In the sense that a lot of other people aren't going to be throwing quite the exact same setup. People might be throwing swim jigs, people might be throwing finesse jigs, but I don't think anyone's throwing a finesse jig with a finesse swim bait on it and calling it anything in particular. So this is what we got today. Seems to be doing pretty well. Thrown into this drain. Got one out of the other side of this drain. Figure there's gotta be one over here on this side. There goes a fish. Nice one too. Oh, nice jump. Gotta get him up here. He's got that jig pretty good. Should be able to hoist him up. Come here. Come here, buddy. Ah, where's my line? There we go. Oh, he crushed that thing. Absolutely choked this bait. There we go. Little chunk. That one's maybe 1 1/4. Nice fish. See you, buddy. Dude, these shimmer swimmers are very durable too. I mean, I don't know what number of fish we're on, but this thing's holding up pretty well. right, y'all, that is going to conclude today's video. Thank you so much for joining me and tagging along on this adventure. If you liked it, please drop a like down below. If you'd like to see something different, or if you have any questions about what I was throwing today, feel free to drop a comment down below or give me any suggestions about future videos. That's cool too. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Right now I'm dropping a video once every week on Fridays, so there's consistent content coming down the line for y'all. As always, I really appreciate all the support and the love that you guys show me. I'll link my Instagram down below. That's where you're going to see all of my fish posts, my videos and photos from fish catches. You're going to see my live sessions, my giveaways, all that fun stuff. So I'm going to link that down below as well. Yeah, guys, we had a lot of fun. I don't know how many fish we caught today. Upwards of 10, I think. But it was a lot of fun. I got some frogfish, and I caught some fish on that new Banshee setup. It's a pretty cool setup. So like I said, basically small finesse jig, flipping finesse jig, or a finesse swim jig, but the finesse flipping jig has that frill on there that gives it a little extra bulk, and then just a small little finesse swim bait, 2-3 inch swim bait, and that's pretty much it, guys. Try to imitate some of those bottom feeding fish, and that is a new way that you guys can catch fish. A lot of people are throwing baits that are, moving baits. They're going to be like your minnows and your shad, your bluegill, things like that. No one really targets those bottom feeding fish though, and the bass do eat them, especially when the resources are slim. Those fish are going to try and get whatever they can, bulking up for the winter, and that's just a great presentation that you guys can throw. So I highly recommend trying that out, or guys, just trying out new stuff in general. You know what I mean? If you've got a lot of confidence in a bait, but it's not working out, and you're like, what can I do to make this a little different? That's innovation, right? That's what everyone's doing in the fishing industry. I got a cattail that's like blowing in the camera. That's what the fishing industry does for the most part. They take a very simple bait like the wacky rig, and then all of a sudden there's a nail weight inside of it, and that's the new craze, the Nico rig, right? So feel free to experiment around, try new things. Don't let anyone tell you something doesn't work, and then you might even be able to stick a cool name on the rig like Banshee. That's pretty sick. So I appreciate you guys as always. I hope you enjoyed the video, and until next time, I'll check you later.